Hi Sagittarius, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. Make sure you hit the subscription box down below. So I'm going to be doing a tarot video for the last, I guess you could say the last half of September or the last week of September. This month just flew right on by. So this will be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And I will be doing an extended video for this as well. So when you're done watching this video, make sure you check the description box for the extended video as well. So let's see what messages come through. And I'll be focusing mainly on love and spirituality because that's what people seem to like the most guidance on. Okay. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Queen of Pentacles, nice. The Page of Swords. The Ten of Swords also wanted to come out. I'll put that to the side. And the Nine of Swords. Okay. Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So some of you in the recent past could have been leaving something behind or making the decision to leave something behind. But I feel like there was this conflicting energy of wanting to leave something behind, but being afraid of doing so is what I see. With the Hermit card being here in the reverse at the bottom of the deck as well, I feel like this is talking about a fear of being alone. So some of you could have been feeling like you need to walk away from a situation, but being fearful to do so because you are feeling alone or you're feeling kind of isolated. Some of you are, from what I'm getting, you could be living with the person and fearing them moving out because then you will be living alone, something along those lines. So just take the messages as they resonate. But overall, it's a feeling of not wanting to be alone, but knowing that you have to walk away from a situation. So I'm also getting the Queen of Pentacles in the past position, the Page of Swords in the reverse, and then the Nine of Swords as well. So I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles here, I'm feeling like this is your energy. You were feeling like you needed to ground yourself, or you're feeling like you need to kind of come down to reality. You could have been looking at a situation from the viewpoint of being a little too optimistic, or I know that sounds crazy for a Sagittarius to be too optimistic, but sometimes there is such a thing when you are kind of seeing the good traits in someone that you want them to see and you're kind of idealizing them. I feel like some of you are kind of coming back down to earth and down to reality, or that's what you have been doing in the past, kind of seeing things for what they really are, really getting grounded. I feel like for some of you, you could have been in a situation that was kind of distracting you from your money or messing with your money, and so you're needing to, or in the past you've decided that it's time for you to get back on the good foot when it comes to your finances and kind of shut everything off and kind of focus on your finances. But overall, I feel like this is a very positive energy for the past. Like you're really becoming grounded, really seeing things for what they really are, and really focusing on like your career, focusing on yourself, and just really putting your head down and working is what I'm seeing. Like putting your head down and working. A situation could have really humbled you, and when I say humbled you, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean it as like, you know, situations in life that don't turn out the way that we expect them to turn out, and it really kind of like humbles us and brings us closer to God. I feel like that's what has been going on with you in the recent past. But I feel like it's a good thing because now it's like you're turning your attention more so on yourself and on your career, or on things that you know that you need to invest in for your future. So with the Page of Swords being here, I feel like this is talking about very immature communication. So you could have been trying to communicate with someone, and it's like this person has a more childish energy than you have, because you're coming up as the Queen of Pentacles, so you're coming up as a more mature type of energy, someone who's able to kind of work things out, who's able to talk things through and have like a set plan in order for them to work out in everybody's favor. But the Page of Swords energy in reverse is sort of like the opposite of that. It's like you try to communicate with them and you can't really get through to them. They're always like trying to argue with you. They're always trying to contradict what you're saying. It's like someone who you can't really, like, you just really can't get through to them. And that's why the Eight of Cups could be here, because you need to walk away from whoever this person is or whatever this energy is, because it's like you can't really get through to them. The Nine of Swords being here could talk about your state of mind now that you're realizing that you and this person are not on the same page. Because you coming up as the Queen of Pentacles, like I said, and them coming up as the Page of Swords, it's like there's no way this could work out. Like I said, it's like your energy is a little bit too mature for them, or you're too, like, what you're ready for is more of a fulfilling, long-lasting, stable situation, and this person is just not, because they just don't know how to communicate well. I feel like I want to pull one more for that. I was hearing Virgo when I was meditating on your energy, so this person could be a Virgo or have some Virgo somewhere in their chart. But let me pull one more for that Page of Swords. Yeah, see, this person's energy is coming up as the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So this person is just not, they could be dealing with some type of issues with their self-image or with the way that they see themselves or their confidence, and that's why they're a little like petty or childish. They could be kind of competitive. So this doesn't have to actually be a love situation. It could be like a friend, it could be a family member, it could be someone who is just not very confident, and because of this, their communication is kind of like petty. And I'm getting that this could also be your energy as well. So it could, like, the energies can go vice versa. If you're feeling right now that this is your energy that you're taking on, is like you're not feeling like the best version of yourself, so you can't communicate well, there's a need for you to kind of really stop and take the time out to figure out what it is about yourself that you can make the steps towards improving, so that then you can feel better about yourself, so that then you can have more fulfilling relationships and you can communicate with people better, is what I'm hearing. That confused me slightly. Okay, let me make sense of this. So I feel like I'm picking up on different groups. Some of you, like I said, there's a group of you who are the mature one in a situation, and the other person is kind of immature, and you're needing to kind of cut them off, and it's really stressing you out because obviously you have a connection with this person. But then there's some of you who you feel like you're not confident and you're not feeling like the best version of yourself, so you're not communicating in the best way, shape, or form, even though like you see this other person as someone who is stable or someone that you can have something long-term with. It's like you're not feeling good about yourself for some reason, and you're not able to communicate yourself well or to maintain a stable relationship with this person because you're not feeling good about yourself. Either way, there's no need to feel any amount of shame. We all go through these times in our lives where we just don't feel good about ourselves, whether it be a situation we just got out of, like we just went through a breakup, or we just went through like a hard time, or we've just been through situations that have kind of constantly torn us down to the point where our self-esteem is just not where it needs to be, and it's hard for us to maintain relationships with people or healthy relationships with people. So there's no need to be ashamed of that necessarily. It's just a phase of your life that you're going through, is what I'm hearing, and that you need to kind of work your way out of. So there's no need to be ashamed. And if this is the other person who is not confident in themselves and they can't communicate well, try not to shame them either. That doesn't mean that you have to stick around and deal with their immaturity or deal with the fact that they can't sustain a healthy relationship, but just try to be compassionate as you disconnect from them or as you move away from them. So let's see what's going on in the present position. Oh, so I don't know if I mentioned this. Also in the past position is the Nine of Swords. So that talks about sleepless nights, being anxious. And I feel like this is a result of a connection breaking up, or people having to part ways, and just really reflecting on the ways in which you've harmed the connection or they've harmed the connection. Just really reflecting on the things that have gone on. Really feeling it in your heart space is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like, I'm getting like chest pains and really feeling it like in your chest area, like right before you go to bed. Just a lot of pain that comes with a connection, like I said, dissolving and no longer being able to maintain that bond with someone is what I'm seeing. For those of you who this isn't a love relationship, if this has to do with your finances or your spiritual path in general, I feel like what's keeping you up at night or what's plaguing you is that you know that you're not you're not performing as the best version of yourself. Like, you know that there are things that you're supposed to be accomplishing, you know that there are things that you're supposed to be doing, and you're not doing them. So some of you could be procrastinating, some of you could be spending too much time online is what I'm seeing. Some of you could be spending too much time like texting, talking on the phone, like really doing things that are not aiding in your growth is what I'm seeing, that are not aiding in you becoming the best version of yourself. And you're feeling uncomfortable, and this is like keeping you awake at night, because on a spiritual level, on a soul level, you know that you're supposed to be doing more. You know that you're supposed to be evolving and becoming the best version of yourself, and you keep on constantly putting it off is what I'm seeing. And that could be a result of you not feeling confident enough to move forward with whatever this is, whether this be like a career or just your spiritual path in general. You know that you're supposed to be evolving, and you know you're supposed to be doing certain things that will help you evolve, and you're kind of procrastinating and not doing so. So some of you need to take that into consideration and start taking steps towards becoming the best version of yourself. Let's pull 3 for the present. The 8 of Wands, Aries got this card as well. The 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay, this is good. This is good. And then the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the 8 of Wands, Aries got this card as well. So it looks like in the present position, or this being in the present position, this is meaning that you are having this burst of energy is what I'm seeing, especially if you have been thinking really long and hard about your career, or you're thinking long and hard about how valuable your time and energy is and how much you want to put into certain situations. So if you're putting a lot of time and energy into a situation that's going nowhere, you're coming to the realization now that you need to stop doing that because your energy is precious and that you need to be putting it into yourself. And I feel like this energy of, you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, you know the right decisions you're supposed to be making, but you haven't been making them in the past. But I see in the present that you're about to start making them, or you're coming to the realization that you need to start making them. So some of you, if you're feeling this burst of energy, use this energy very wisely and make sure you're using this energy towards things that are productive. Don't use this energy to waste time or to go after certain people from your past that you want to reconcile with. Like, use this burst of energy towards yourself and towards really fueling yourself and feeding yourself. Like, sometimes we can have this burst of energy and we can feel like, okay, I feel better now, let me go back to certain situations from the past, let me spend my time and energy doing things that are just not helping you to grow. And I feel like you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm hearing in my head, is like the person who, like the people who this is for, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and this burst of energy is trying to help you to move in that direction. So use this energy wisely is what I'm seeing. So I'm also seeing the 3 of Cups, the 3 of Swords in reverse, sorry. And the 3 of Swords in reverse being in the heart of the reading, that talks about you coming out of heartache. So you are healing. If you were going through some type of heartache in the past, you are healing in the present moment, and it looks like you're doing quite well with the healing. And it looks like you're getting some spiritual support. Like, sometimes I can see the 8 of Wands as like a spiritual card, like spiritually moving forward or spiritual rapid growth. So it looks like you're getting some help from spirit or the divine behind the scenes in terms of this heartache. And the 8 of Cups wants to keep on coming up wants to keep coming up at the bottom of the deck. So walking away from things that no longer serve you and finding your happiness and having the courage and the strength to find your happiness. This is very, very similar to the Aries reading. So if you are dealing with an Aries, you might want to check that out, or if you have Aries in your chart. So I also see the 2 of Cups being here in the reverse. So this is, again, talking about letting certain situations go. Even if these situations have brought you fulfillment in the past and you felt like you were being fulfilled on an emotional level in the past, they're no longer serving you anymore. Like, you have to understand that life goes in cycles and you have to be open to change. I believe that Sagittarius is a mutable sign, if I'm not mistaken. So Sagittarians are good at change. Like, they are good at kind of going with the flow and remaining optimistic. That can't go for all Sagittarius though, because that goes for you have to look at other aspects of your natal chart as well. So I'm feeling like I'm talking to the Sagittarians who are kind of having a hard time moving on and having a hard time letting go. But this being the present position, actually, it could talk about the fact that you may have had a hard time letting go in the past, but now in the current energy, like as of right now, you are feeling like you're having the strength to let go now. Actually, that's what I'm getting. So like I said, it's 2 different groups. For some of you, you're having a hard time letting go, and it looks like in the near future you're going to be able to. You're going to get some type of divine help or support to let the situation go. And for some of you, you're actually doing well with this and you are going right along with the flow. And like I said, that is a Sagittarius trait. So let me pull one more to clarify. The High Priestess and the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so with this High Priestess being here, be very careful that you're not allowing your mind to play tricks on you. Because with the 2 of Cups being here and the High Priestess being here in the present, like, you're letting go of a soulmate situation or a situation that you were bonded to. And with the High Priestess being in the reverse, this could talk about like psychic attacks I'm seeing. Because you have to understand, when you're about to step onto this new path and you're feeling optimistic, you're feeling good about yourself, it's going to be like that negative energy from the past kind of trying to trick your mind or play mind games with you and trip you up and make you go backwards. So don't mistake that energy, that fearful energy of wanting to hold on to the past and go backwards, for your intuition. Because I feel like that's what some of you are going through. Like, some of you are thinking that your intuition is telling you to go back to this person, or your intuition is telling you to go back to the situation, or your intuition is telling you that you shouldn't go forward with certain positive things in your life. But it's like fear that's acting like it's your intuition or that it's your intuitive guidance, and it's not. It's really fearful thoughts trying to like pull you back. So be mindful of that, because it looks like you have the possibility to really go towards success and long-term fulfillment. And if you let your fears or your mind play tricks on you, then it's going to be something that's going to pull you right back into a negative cycle. So I'm going to pull 3 for the future outcome cards, and we'll look at those in the extended. The 8 of Pentacles in reverse, the 8 of Swords, and then the 3 of Cups. Okay, so the future outcome card, we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So it looks like needing to remove your energy from working hard from a situation, or that's what it looks like at first glance. I won't know until I actually clarify it in the extended. And then we have the 8 of Swords in the future position. So that talks about being I want to say blindsided. That's the word that I'm getting, and I never get that. I never really got that interpretation from that card. So being blindsided. Interesting. We'll see in the extended. And then we have the 3 of Cups in the reverse. And I said 3 of Cups earlier. I knew this was going to come out. I knew this card was going to come out. The 3 of Cups in the reverse. So, I mean, this card is pretty self-explanatory when you look at it. Things that once brought you some type of happiness, or people, or social circles now coming to an end or needing to come to an end. So we will look at those cards in the extended version and see what those are about. And I think that is it. So thank you guys for watching this video. And again, the link to the extended version will be in the description box, and I will see you guys on Vimeo. Bye.